Why emotional intelligence is real power. Have you ever woken up, grabbed your phone, and within seconds, bam, your emotions are under attack? Dozens of work emails, stressful texts from family, and one negative post from a friend. Before your day even begins, you're already drowning in noise. So the real question is, how do you respond? Do you snap? Do you stress? Or do you stay calm and in control? That single choice separates someone who is merely surviving life from someone who is mastering life. And the secret weapon is emotional intelligence. We've all heard of IQ, but the truth is, EQ often determines whether you succeed or fail, whether you live frustrated or fulfilled. A man with high IQ but no control over his anger will struggle in work and relationships. But the man who observes, understands, and guides his emotions, that man holds an invisible power. The Romans knew this well. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." That is the foundation of emotional intelligence. You can't control the world, but you can always control your response. And in this video, I'll share with you 10 Stoic street strategies to build unshakable emotional intelligence, practical tools you can start using today. These aren't lofty theories. They're skills you'll need when pressure hits at work, when conflict erupts in relationships, and when you're standing alone with your own thoughts. So, if you're ready to grow stronger from the inside out, make sure you're subscribed, because this journey into mastering emotional intelligence is just beginning. Strategy 1. Understand your own emotions. Have you ever snapped in anger without really knowing why? Or felt anxious yet couldn't put into words what you were even afraid of? That's because most of us feel far more than we understand. And the first step toward building true emotional intelligence is learning to shine a light inward, to identify, to name, and to trace our emotions back to their roots. Picture this: you walk out of a meeting, frustration boiling inside you. If you stop at simply saying, "I'm angry," you've learned nothing. But if you pause and ask, "Why am I angry? Was it because my ideas weren't heard? Was it the pressure of a looming deadline? Or was it the fear of falling behind?" Suddenly, you've stepped into the deeper world of your inner life. The Stoic emperor Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." In other words, the way you interpret your emotions shapes not only your mood, but the actions that follow. Anger can turn into destructive words, or, if understood, it can reveal unmet needs and spark meaningful change. So how do you train this self-awareness? Here are a few practical methods. Keep an emotional journal. Each night, write down the 3 strongest emotions you felt that day and what triggered them. Over time, you'll start to see patterns you've been blind to. Ask better questions. Don't just feel anger, ask, "What is this emotion trying to tell me?" Anger might mask insecurity. Sadness might point to exhaustion. Fear might signal growth knocking at your door. Listen to your body. A racing heart, clenched fists, tight shoulders. Your body often registers stress and anxiety before your mind does. When you understand yourself at this level, you stop being a prisoner of emotion. You transform into the observer, the one who sees clearly, who chooses deliberately, and who leads rather than reacts. That is the beginning of real emotional mastery. Strategy 2. Practice mindfulness. Most of us live on autopilot. We react before we think, we speak without reflection, and we rush through our days barely aware of what's happening inside us. But mindfulness, the simple act of being fully present, teaches us to pause, to return to the moment, and to reclaim our freedom. Think back to the last time you lost your temper. Anger flared up like a wildfire, consuming your clarity. But imagine if, in that instant, you took just one deep breath. Instead of being swept away, you observed your anger the way you might watch a storm cloud pass across the sky. Suddenly, you'd notice something powerful. You have a choice. You can act, or you can remain still. That tiny space between stimulus and response is where emotional intelligence is born. This is the inner freedom praised by both Buddhism and Stoicism. Marcus Aurelius put it simply: concentrate on the present moment. By anchoring ourselves in the present, we break free from regret about the past and fear of the future. We stop being victims of our impulses and start becoming masters of our choices. Here are a few ways to train mindfulness in daily life. Begin each morning with 5 mindful breaths. For just 5 minutes, focus only on your inhale and exhale. Notice distractions, but gently return to your breath. It's a daily reset for your mind. Single task with intention. When you eat, only eat. When you walk, only walk. Resist the urge to scroll your phone while doing everything else. Give the present moment your full attention. Listen with your whole self. In conversations, don't just plan your reply. Truly listen, tone, expression, pauses. This transforms dialogue into connection. With practice, mindfulness reveals each emotion as it arises and dissolves. You see anger without becoming it. You witness anxiety without being consumed by it. And in that awareness, you discover the most powerful freedom of all, the freedom to choose your response. Mindfulness is not escape, it's mastery. It's learning to live awake, not asleep. Strategy 3. Cultivate empathy. If understanding your own emotions is the first step of emotional intelligence, then understanding the emotions of others is the second. This is empathy, the ability to feel with someone, to step into their shoes, and to see the world through their eyes. Without empathy, relationships remain shallow, built only on words. With empathy, they gain depth, trust, and connection. Think of the last time a friend shared something painful with you. Did you truly listen, or were you already preparing your response? Many people hear, but few listen. True empathy is not about giving advice or fixing someone's problem right away. It's about presence. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can say is nothing at all, simply showing with your attention, "I'm here, I hear you." The Stoics understood this. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Whenever you are offended at someone's fault, turn to yourself and reflect, are you guilty of the same?" This is a call to humility, to pause before judgment and to remember that each person fights battles we cannot see. Empathy is not weakness, it is strength. It allows us to stay compassionate even in disagreement and firm without being cruel. How to practice empathy daily? Active listening. When someone speaks, listen to understand, not to reply. Notice their tone, body language, and unspoken emotions. Ask, don't assume. A simple, "How are you feeling about this?" opens doors to truths you'd never know otherwise. Suspend judgment. Instead of labeling someone's reaction as irrational, ask yourself, what pain or fear could be driving this? Reflect inward. Empathy often begins by recognizing in yourself the same emotions you see in others. Empathy doesn't mean absorbing every emotion around you or letting others control you. It means recognizing the humanity in others while staying anchored in your own strength. When you cultivate empathy, you stop seeing people as obstacles or tools and start seeing them as fellow travelers in this unpredictable journey of life. Empathy transforms relationships, strengthens leadership, and deepens love. And the more you practice it, the more you'll realize understanding others is really another way of understanding yourself. Strategy 4. The power of pause. Life moves fast. Emotions often move faster. A harsh word, an unexpected email, a sudden disappointment before we know it. We react on impulse. And too often, those split-second reactions leave scars that last far longer than the moment itself. That is why one of the greatest tools of emotional intelligence is the pause. The pause is that sacred gap between stimulus and response. It may last only a breath, a heartbeat, or a silent count to 3, but within it lies freedom. Freedom from saying what you'll regret. Freedom from sending that angry message. Freedom to choose the version of yourself you want to show the world. Think about the last time you fired back at someone instantly. Did it make things better or worse? Now imagine if you had taken a breath, stepped back, and asked, "What outcome do I actually want here?" That single pause could have changed everything. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus reminded us, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." The pause is where this power becomes real. It's not about suppressing emotion, it's about channeling it wisely. Here's how you can cultivate the power of pause. Count to 10. When emotion surges, breathe and count before you act. It sounds simple, but it rewires your response. Ask better questions. In the pause, ask, "Will my reaction bring me closer to the result I want, or push it further away?" Practice micro pauses daily. Before answering a call, opening a message, or entering a meeting, take one mindful breath. These tiny pauses strengthen your control. Over time, the pause becomes second nature. Instead of being dragged by every impulse, you become deliberate. Instead of reacting like everyone else, you stand out as calm, steady, and unshakable. The pause doesn't make you passive, it makes you powerful, because while the world rushes, the one who can pause and choose wisely always leads. Strategy 5. Master effective communication. At the heart of every relationship, personal or professional, lies communication. Yet most of us were never taught how to communicate effectively. We either speak without thinking and wound others, or we hold back until resentment builds. Emotional intelligence requires that we learn to speak with clarity, listen with intention, and connect with empathy. Think about a time when someone completely misunderstood you. Maybe you meant something harmless, but your tone or timing turned it into conflict. That's because communication is more than words. It's body language, tone, pacing, and intention. Mastering it is not just about what you say, but how you say it. The Stoics valued this deeply. Epictetus reminded us, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." Effective communication begins not with speaking, but with listening. True listening is rare. Most people listen only to prepare their reply. But when you listen to truly understand, when you put aside judgment and focus entirely on the other person, you create trust. And trust is the foundation of influence. Here are some keys to mastering communication. Clarity of intention. Before you speak, ask, "What do I want this conversation to achieve?" If you don't know, your words will scatter. Active listening. Make eye contact, nod, summarize what the other person said before replying. This shows them you care and prevents misunderstanding. Assertiveness over aggression. Being assertive means standing up for yourself while respecting the dignity of others. It's calm, strength, not volume, that earns respect. Mind your non-verbal language. Your tone, posture, and even silence communicate more than your words. Align them with your message. Communication is not about winning arguments, it's about creating understanding. When you master it, conflicts dissolve faster, relationships grow stronger, and people begin to see you as someone who speaks less but says more. Effective communication is a superpower. It allows you to transform disagreements into solutions, criticism into growth, and casual interactions into meaningful connections. And just like any skill, it grows sharper every time you practice. Strategy 6. Manage stress proactively. Stress is a fact of life. Deadlines pile up, relationships strain, unexpected challenges arrive at the worst possible moment. You can't eliminate stress, but you can master how you respond to it. This is where emotional intelligence shows its true power, not in avoiding the storm, but in learning to sail through it with clarity and strength. Think about the last time you felt overwhelmed. Your body probably reacted before your mind did. Your chest tightened, your breath quickened, your thoughts scattered. That is your nervous system sounding the alarm. If left unchecked, stress hijacks your emotions, leaving you reactive instead of intentional. But if you learn to recognize the signs early and apply the right strategies, you can prevent stress from ruling your life. The Stoics faced immense pressure, wars, politics, even exile, yet they found peace by focusing only on what was within their control. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Guardman faith. That's the essence of stress mastery. Stop wasting energy on what you cannot change, and focus instead on how you can respond. Practical ways to manage stress proactively. Identify your triggers. Write down the situations that consistently spike your stress: work, overload, conflict, lack of sleep. Awareness is the first defense. Practice physical resets. Deep breathing, stretching, or even a brisk walk signals to your body that you are safe, breaking the cycle of tension. Set boundaries. Much of our stress comes from saying yes too often. Learning to say no calmly and firmly is not selfish, it's survival. Build daily resilience. Regular exercise, quality sleep, and mindful practices keep your baseline stronger, so stress has less power over you. Stress will always knock at your door, but when you meet it with preparation instead of panic, you turn it from an enemy into a teacher. It pushes you to grow stronger, to set clearer priorities, and to sharpen your ability to focus under pressure. Proactive stress management doesn't just protect your health, it elevates your presence. People around you begin to notice. While everyone else breaks under chaos, you remain steady. That calmness, that's emotional intelligence in action. Strategy 7. Cultivate positive relationships. No matter how strong, disciplined, or independent you are, life is not meant to be lived in isolation. The quality of your relationships directly shapes the quality of your emotional life. Surround yourself with toxic people, and chaos follows. Surround yourself with people of virtue, and you rise higher. Think about it. How many times has your mood been lifted simply by being around someone encouraging? And how many times has negativity spread to you just from a single conversation? Relationships are emotional amplifiers. They can either drain you or recharge you. The Stoics understood this well. Seneca wrote, "Associate with people who are likely to improve you." In other words, choose your circle wisely. Emotional intelligence is not only about managing yourself, it's about knowing which relationships to nurture and which ones to keep at a healthy distance. Here's how to cultivate positive relationships. Practice gratitude openly. Tell the people you value why you appreciate them. A small word of thanks strengthens bonds more than grand gestures. Listen deeply. In a world where most people crave attention, being the one who truly listens makes you unforgettable. Support in action, not just words. Be there for others in their difficult times, not with lectures, but with presence and care. Set healthy boundaries. Even good relationships need balance. Respect your own limits and the limits of others. Conflict will inevitably arise in any relationship, but the way you handle it determines whether the bond breaks or grows stronger. Instead of reacting with blame, approach disagreements with empathy. Help me understand your perspective. This shifts the focus from winning the argument to strengthening the connection. Positive relationships are not built overnight. They're built through consistent acts of trust, respect, and kindness. They become a source of resilience, reminding you that you are not alone in facing life's storms. When you invest in uplifting relationships, you don't just create harmony with others, you also elevate yourself. Because the company you keep is not just a reflection of who you are today, but a powerful influence on who you become tomorrow. Strategy 8. Develop emotional agility. Emotions are like weather, they shift constantly. One moment you're calm, the next you're anxious, then suddenly inspired. Most people get swept away by these storms, but emotional intelligence gives you something greater: agility. The ability to bend without breaking, to adapt without losing your center. Picture this. You receive unexpected criticism at work. Your first impulse might be anger or defensiveness. But with emotional agility, instead of reacting blindly, you pause, acknowledge the emotion, and then ask, what is this emotion trying to teach me? How can I respond in a way that aligns with my values? That choice turns a potential conflict into an opportunity for growth. Psychologist Susan David, who coined the term emotional agility, says it's about facing emotions with openness, curiosity, and compassion rather than denial or suppression. The Stoics would agree. Epictetus reminded us, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Emotional agility means you don't resist or judge your emotions. You observe them, learn from them, and decide how to act. Here's how you can practice it daily. Name your emotions. Instead of saying, "I'm stressed," be specific. "I'm anxious about missing a deadline." Naming gives clarity and reduces emotional intensity. Accept without judgment. Remind yourself, it's okay to feel this. Emotions are temporary visitors. Choose your response. Ask, does this reaction move me closer to the person I want to be, or further away? Let values, not impulses, guide you. Reframe challenges. Instead of thinking, "Why is this happening to me?" shift to, "What can I learn from this?" The power of emotional agility is freedom. You are no longer a prisoner of your feelings. You become the navigator of your inner world. Like a skilled sailor adjusting sails to shifting winds, you use emotions to move forward, not backward. And when others see you staying calm under pressure, adapting gracefully to change, they'll wonder, what's their secret? The truth is simple. You've trained yourself not to fight emotions, but to flow with them without ever losing control of the direction you're headed. Strategy 9. Learn from emotional experiences. Every emotion you feel, whether joy, anger, fear, or sadness, is not just a passing state. It's a message. Yet, most of us either ignore it, suppress it, or get consumed by it. Emotional intelligence teaches us to do something wiser, to learn from it. Think back to the last time you felt regret. Maybe you snapped at someone you care about, or avoided a challenge out of fear. In that moment, the emotion hurt, but within it was a lesson, a signpost, pointing toward what matters, what triggers you, and what you can grow from. If you reflect instead of just moving on, you turn pain into wisdom. The Stoics practiced this daily. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his Meditations, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." For him, every setback was not a dead end, but a lesson, a tool to sharpen his character. Emotions, too, can serve this role if we take time to examine them. Here's how to apply this principle. Reflect after strong emotions. At the end of the day, ask, what emotions defined me today? What triggered them? What did they reveal about my values or fears? Keep an emotional journal. Writing down experiences helps you see patterns. Maybe criticism always sparks defensiveness, or loneliness fuels anger. These patterns are maps for growth. Adopt a growth mindset. Instead of labeling an outburst as failure, view it as feedback. What skill am I lacking, and how can I improve next time? Turn obstacles into practice. If a stressful moment exposed your impatience, treat it as a chance to train patience, just like a muscle. By learning from emotions, you evolve. Fear becomes a lesson in courage. Anger becomes a lesson in control. Sadness becomes a reminder of what you value deeply. Nothing is wasted. Every emotional storm leaves behind seeds of wisdom. This practice transforms life itself into a classroom. You stop seeing emotions as interruptions and start seeing them as teachers. And the more you learn from them, the stronger, calmer, and more self-aware you become. Strategy 10. Cultivate curiosity over judgment. Most of us move through life with a quick trigger for judgment. We label people in seconds. He's arrogant. She's lazy. That idea is stupid. But every time we judge, we close a door. We shut ourselves off from understanding, from learning, and from connecting. Emotional intelligence asks us to do the opposite, to replace judgment with curiosity. Imagine meeting someone with an attitude that irritates you. The judging mind says, "I don't like this person." But the curious mind asks, why are they acting this way? What pain, belief, or experience might be shaping them? Suddenly, what felt like an enemy becomes an opportunity to understand humanity more deeply. The Stoics knew this well. Epictetus warned, "It is impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows. Judgment blinds us with certainty. Curiosity frees us with openness." Here's how to cultivate this practice. Ask instead of assume. Next time you feel irritation, pause and ask, "What might I not be seeing here?" Stay present. Judgment often comes from rushing to conclusions. Curiosity grows when you slow down and observe. Apply it inward too. Instead of condemning yourself for feeling anxious, ask, "What is this anxiety pointing me toward? What does it reveal about my needs?" Seek new perspectives. Surround yourself with people who think differently. Rather than dismissing them, explore, what can I learn from their worldview? Curiosity is not naivety. It doesn't mean you accept everything or ignore red flags. It simply means you refuse to let rigid assumptions dictate your reality. You create space for discovery, empathy, and growth. When you replace judgment with curiosity, your relationships deepen, your self-awareness expands, and your resilience grows. You stop fighting the world with closed fists and start engaging with open hands. And in that openness, life becomes richer because every moment, every person, every emotion becomes a teacher. That is the final key to emotional intelligence. Not control, not perfection, but an endless willingness to learn. Conclusion: the journey to master your emotions. You've just explored 10 powerful strategies to strengthen your emotional intelligence. But remember, this isn't theory to hear once and forget. It's a daily practice. The Stoics remind us, greatness is built moment by moment. Each time you choose to observe instead of react, listen instead of interrupt, pause instead of explode, you're building invisible strength. Emotional intelligence doesn't make you emotionless. It makes you the master of your emotions, calm in a chaotic world. Start today. Pick just one strategy. Practice it and watch your life transform. Subscribe for more Stoic wisdom and share your journey in the comments. Suggested comment: I commit to practicing emotional mastery every day.